Few families have shaped Philippine history like the Aquino-Cojuangco Dynasty. From the fight for democracy to controversies that haunt their name, their story is one of heroism, power, and deep division. But what truly defines their legacy? Is it the sacrifices they've made, or the privilege they've protected? Join us as we uncover the rise and reign of the Aquino-Cojuangco political dynasty. It all begins in Tarlac, where the Cojuangco family built their empire as one of the country's wealthiest landowners. Hacienda Luisita, a sprawling sugar plantation, became the foundation of their wealth. But it wasn't just land that made them powerful, it was their marriage into another influential name, the Aquinos. Ninoy Aquino, the firebrand senator, rose to prominence with his sharp mind and fearless stance against the Marcos regime. But behind his charm and political prowess was his marriage to Cory Cojuangco, a union that would forever tie two powerful families together. Was this partnership a noble fight for democracy or the start of a power monopoly? August 21st, 1983, a date etched into the nation's history. Ninoy Aquino was gunned down on the tarmac, silencing a voice that dared to challenge a dictator. His death shook the Philippines, sparking outrage and a hunger for change. But while one Aquino fell, another rose. Cory Aquino, a widow thrust into the limelight, became the face of the opposition. Her quiet determination ignited a movement that would culminate in the 1986 People Power Revolution, a peaceful uprising that ended decades of dictatorship. From a grieving wife to the first female president, Cory Aquino became a symbol of democracy. But was this victory for the people or the elite? Cory Aquino's presidency marked the return of democracy, but it was far from smooth sailing. Her administration faced multiple coup attempts, persistent poverty, and allegations of favoritism toward her allies. Perhaps the most controversial issue of her presidency was Hacienda Luisita. Despite promises of land reform, the plantation remained under Cojuangco control. For many, it symbolized unfulfilled promises and the preservation of elite privilege. Was Cory Aquino a true champion of democracy, or did her presidency reveal the limits of her revolution? The Aquino legacy continued with Cory's son, Benigno Noynoy Aquino III, who rose to the presidency in 2010. His term was marked by efforts to combat corruption and boost the economy. The Dang Matuwid slogan became synonymous with his administration. But Noynoy's presidency wasn't without controversy. The botched Mamasapano operation and the government's slow response to Typhoon Yolanda cast shadows over his achievements. Meanwhile, Chris Aquino, Ninoy's youngest daughter, carved a different path, becoming a media powerhouse and keeping the family's influence alive in pop culture. Did the Aquino family's return to power bring meaningful change, or was it merely a continuation of the status quo? Today, the Aquino-Cojuangco dynasty remains a divisive force in Philippine politics. To their supporters, they are champions of democracy. To their critics, they are symbols of unbroken elitism. Hacienda Luisita, unresolved controversies, and their waning political influence raise questions about the true impact of their legacy. Do political dynasties like the Aquinos help or harm democracy? And is their story a reflection of the country's broader struggles with power and privilege? The Aquino-Cojuangco dynasty is a story of triumph, tragedy, and everything in between. They've shaped the Philippines in ways that will be remembered for generations, but at what cost? What do you think of the Aquino-Cojuangco legacy? Leave a comment, hit like, and subscribe to Polipinas for more deep dives into Philippine politics.